Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever applies to you. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Julia. I'm a contemporary singing specialist based in Australia. And today I am reacting to OG3NE again. Today I am going to be listening to their cover of Clown on the TV show Beste Zangers. So let's just dive right in.
I guess it's funnier from where you're standing, because from over here I've missed a joke. Cleared the way for my crash landing. I've done it again, another number for your nose. I'd be smiling if I wasn't so desperate. I'll be patient if I had the time. I could stop and answer all of your questions as soon as I find out how I can move on the back of the line. I'll be your clown behind the glass. Go ahead and laugh, 'cause it's funny. I would too if I saw me. I'll be your clown on your favorite channel. My life's a circus, round in circles. I'm selling out tonight. I'd be less angry if it was my decision.
Okay. Sorry, I got completely sucked in. I am loving the fact that I'm listening to a slower song that these girls are performing, because last time I reacted to them singing Sing, which is obviously, it's a bop song. It's meant for dancing and having fun, and it's very fast phrasing, and this one is a ballad, so it's a little bit more pulled back, and you can really hear the tonal differences that I pointed out in my previous reaction in this particular song, especially between Lisa and Amy. You can hear that husk coming through in Lisa's sound, and then the brightness of Amy's voice, just it cuts through really clear. And yet at the same time, even though they both have different sort of tonal approaches to the verse, it's still sitting perfectly within the style, and both of them are meeting sort of that emotional connection with the lyric, if you will. Like, the other thing that I like that they're doing is they're articulating on certain words to make a point. There's an emotional layer with this song that almost sounds frustrated, that almost sounds angry, because I remember listening to the original and getting that sense of, this is what I have to go through to be able to do what I want. Like, this doesn't, I'm playing this clown, fine, this is what I'll do. But there's like sense of frustration that's coming through, despite how sweet it sounds. Because of the way they're articulating, you get that frustration still through the lyric. So their approaches are such high quality. Like, it's ridiculous. They are like perfect for that pop R&B mesh of styles. It's spot on. Anyway, so now we're over to Shelley, who in the last react I did point out that it sounds like she has a lot more warmth or fullness to her particular tonal quality. So let's go back, because I want to hear her by herself.
I'd be less angry if it was my decision. And the money was just rolling in. If I had more than my ambition, I have time for please, I have time for thank you as soon as I win. I'll be your clown behind the glass. Go ahead and laugh, 'cause it's funny. I would too if I saw me. I'll be your clown on your favorite channel. My life's a circus, round in circles. I'm selling out tonight. From a distance, my choice is simple. From a distance, I can from so far away. I'll be your cloud behind the glass. Cause it's funny, I would too. If I saw me, I'll be your cloud.
So notice how when she goes up to do more of that belt's got a bit more of a mix to it, there's not as much husk that's coming through in her sound in that particular part of the song. So, I mean, these are things that really separate people who just sing backup and just sing harmonies and those who know how to put their own personal style into soloist singing. So I think that it's really cool that we hear a lot more variety from these girls with their vocal choices in this particular song, and I will break those down in just a moment. I just want to finish it.
Circus, round in circles. I'm setting out tonight.
Yeah. Oh, mag ik nog een keer?
Whew. Whew. Goddamn. Okay. Dang. So physiologically, they're making much of the same kind of vocal decisions. We have more of a speech quality when they're doing their soloist stuff. When they're ascending, they use more of a mix. They're flipping into a second register, so we get that slightly aspirated tonal quality as they go up. All of these things cater to being able to emotionally deliver for a song. If you were to sing this song and just use the exact same tone, the exact same dynamics all throughout, it wouldn't have sort of that emotional magnetism that they created in this particular song. And it can be tricky when it's a song that is generally sung by a soloist to have more than one singer singing it and for it to still have the same emotional impact, because sometimes it can be hard for people to relate to it if they're hearing something that might typically be associated with one person being sung by a group. And yet in this instance, we don't get that. It's almost like we're getting three individual stories who are uniting together in that chorus. It's truly beautiful. And one of the other things that I like that they're doing in this arrangement is their use of vibrato, not just on their own, but also when they're singing together, because they have to make sure that the vibrato is moving at similar speeds. Otherwise, it's like it clashes. A vibrato is an oscillation of the pitch. So if one is oscillating very quickly, one is oscillating slowly, and the other one's oscillating slowly, it can start to sound like they're not quite aligned on top of each other. And yet at the end, if we listen to that note,
I'm setting out tonight.
you can hear that the vibrato is not moving in a way that's too different from one another so that it winds up clashing. You get this such emotional feeling from vibrato. One of them is slightly stronger in their tone at the end there. Another one is sort of at a middle weight. And then there's one last one which has aspiration coming through. Let's listen to it again.
Round in circles, I'm setting out tonight.
So two of them are much stronger, and then the one that's coming over the top, she sort of kicks off the aspiration, kicks off that breathy quality, because then the other two start to reduce the amount of fullness in their tones as well as they get towards the end of that song. It's their teamwork. It's almost like they're reading each other's minds. You can tell that they've sung together for a really, really long time, because it's like they don't even need to. It's like there's like psychic communication going on between them when they're singing, because at no point does it sound like the performance is only focusing on one of the girls. It's like they're moving one into the next in this like perfectly choreographed vocal routine. And it's truly beautiful. I said last time that they are like precision singers, and I stand by that statement. It's like surgical precision, how beautiful some of their vocal choices are. And there was one little riff that just made me go, whew, Jesus. It wasn't very long either. It was just the fact that it like contrasted to the tonality of the riff before it. Just
I'll be your cloud behind the glass.
because of the contrast with what had happened just before it. You had that breathy tonality, and then suddenly we have this suspension of the rhythm and time as she's moving through that riff afterwards. I'll see if I can find it so you can hear what I'm talking about.
Cloud behind the glass.
And then you have Fuller at the end. Like, they're just a perfect balance of one another. And truly, their stylistic choices are great, from the vibrato to the amount of fullness in their tone to when they pull it back and bring in more aspiration, to the dynamic changes, to being able to hand off between one section of the song to the next. It's seamless. They're utterly perfect. And yeah, that's exactly, that's where I'm going to leave it. Because yeah, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Overall, beautifully moving song, and just sensational ability to execute different vocal tasks, if you will. Just it's ridiculous. It sounds flawless. And that is including the fact that Lisa used a hell of a lot more husk and like break in the sound than she did in Sing. It was just so emotionally appropriate for the song. And again, I completely understand why their name is OG3NE, because for them to be related and for them all to be this good, so good. So good. It must have been amazing growing up in their household with just music and singing, and just that must have been so fun. Anyways, that is it for me today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, click the subscribe button and the bell notification beside it for more just like this one. As usual, I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye.
You can see me.